Storm Shield weather, certified most accurate.
And it has been a cloudy day across eastern Oklahoma. We've seen a little bit of fog, a little bit of drizzle, and some light rain in a few spots, and we're going to continue with that right on through the rest of the evening into the overnight with some of that drizzle and light rain possible, but amounts are going to be very, very light, less than 1/10 of an inch as we move into the morning hours. I'm also tracking a strong cold front that's going to move through late tomorrow afternoon into the early evening hours, and after a somewhat mild day tomorrow into the 50s, we're going to drop back into the 30s for highs as we move on into Wednesday. And we'll also see the potential for wintry weather once again moving into eastern Oklahoma for tomorrow night and into the day on Wednesday. Well, we're not talking about wintry weather this evening. We're talking about fairly quiet conditions. Again, a little bit of drizzle and some light rain in a few spots. Have seen a little heavier rainfall up across south central and southeastern Kansas. You notice just a couple of showers moved on across southeast Kansas, generally north of the Independence area, and most of those have quickly moved over into Missouri. So again, amounts are going to be very light as we move on through the overnight with some of that drizzle. Can't completely rule out a little bit of fog in a few spots as well. Well, here's a live look at our Midtown cam, and again, I-44 looking good. Could see some roadways a little damp from time to time with some of that drizzle out there through the overnight, so just be careful with that. The good news, temperatures are above freezing. We're 37 degrees now, and temperatures going to hold somewhat steady for the overnight, so looks like we will stay above freezing overnight. So if you have any travel plans and you run into some of these wet roadways, they're just going to stay wet because of those temperatures above freezing. South winds currently at 13 miles per hour. They're going to stay in that 5 to 15 mile per hour range for much of the overnight. Here's a look at temperatures area-wide, and we're all above freezing still. 35 in Bartlesville, 35 in Veneta, 36 in Tahlequah, 39 in McAllister. And in fact, some locations southeast Oklahoma actually made it into the lower 40s today, so a little bit warmer south of I-40. North of I-40, we made it into the mid to upper 30s, so again, above freezing. And we're going to stay that way right on through the rest of the evening and overnight. Look at these temperatures holding at about 36, 37 degrees all the way through the early morning hours. And you notice we'll see just a slight chance of a little bit of that drizzle out there or some light rain in a few spots. As we move toward the 10 o'clock hour tomorrow morning, though, even with clouds around, we'll see south winds at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and it's going to push temperatures into the mid 40s by 10 a.m. on our way to the mid to upper 50s tomorrow before that strong cold front arrives. Here's a look at future track. We'll start off at midnight tonight. You notice some of that drizzle and light rain across parts of eastern Oklahoma. That'll continue through the overnight and early morning hours. At 7 a.m. on your way into work and school, you may run into a few small pockets of some drizzle out there, maybe a light rain shower or two, but again, amounts very, very light. We'll continue with that opportunity at about 30% of some of that drizzle and light rain through the afternoon, but you notice around 5 o'clock, here comes that strong cold front moving into northeast Oklahoma, and as it passes on by, behind that front, we're going to see rain start to develop. Now remember, temperatures will start off in the mid to upper 50s. As the front passes, those temperatures will start to drop off, and overnight will continue to drop toward the freezing mark. So you notice for much of the overnight, looks like we'll say just a cold rain with temperatures dropping through the 40s and then into the 30s. By 7 o'clock on our Wednesday morning, you notice we're going to start to see a light wintry mix developing across parts of northeast Oklahoma. So that cold rain will start to transition over to a little bit of light freezing rain, possibly even some sleet here in the Tulsa area on Wednesday morning. As we move through the morning on our Wednesday, we'll see that sleet start to mix in with a little bit of light snow, eventually changing to all snow as we move into the afternoon hours on our Wednesday. At 5 o'clock, you notice some light to occasionally moderate snow falling here across northeast Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas, and that system will finally push on off to the east by late Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, and Thursday into the weekend looking pretty good. But between now and then, we're going to have to deal with the chance for some of this wintry weather. Again, some of the future track snowfall totals as we move on through our late Tuesday night, more into Wednesday with some of these accumulations. 1 to 3 inches of snow at this point across much of northeastern and parts of east central Oklahoma. Higher amounts of snow and sleet accumulation possible in far eastern sections of the state on over into northwest Arkansas. In fact, we could see 3 to 6 inches of sleet and snow over in northwest sections of Arkansas, and that's why a winter storm watch is already in effect in that area of northwest Arkansas for Wednesday. Nothing in effect at this time for northeast Oklahoma. Tonight, we're not talking about wintry weather. Chance of a little drizzle and temperatures in the 30s. For tomorrow, still some of that drizzle and light rain possible, and temperatures in advance of the front mid to upper 50s, so a lot warmer tomorrow compared to where we've been, but then much colder conditions come in behind that front down to 25, and we'll see a cold rain slowly changing over to a little light freezing rain and sleet late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Sleet changing to snow as we move on into our Wednesday. Chilly Wednesday, chilly Thursday, but warming up with sunshine by Saturday and Sunday. It's time for Sports and Caden.